Test, 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 test. Where's Lisa?
I'm right here. Mic check 1 2 3 4 5. Works for me. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was impressive.
Test, 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 test.
We're just checking all the microphones, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 demo rounds before we actually get started. But we can't get started until straight at 10:30 because, if I'm not mistaken, that's when they start recording for the channel, for the TV channel. How many times has Sam been arrested? How many times has Sam been arrested? Correct answer is I assume it's D. It's D. That is the correct answer. Next question. In The Honest Truth, what was the name of Mark's companion? In The Honest Truth, what was the name of Mark's companion? The answer is D. Next question. What is Miss Sweet Tea's real name? What is Miss Sweet Tea's real name? Okay, time's up. Just so you can see down there at the bottom, one team did not register an answer. Okay? So the answer is B, Alexis. Make sure you guys confirm your answer or it is not going to be registered. What school did Wyatt Palmer attend? What school did Wyatt Palmer attend? Answer is D, Culver Middle School. The poison in the sea lion cake that Rye ate was what? The poison in the sea lion cake that Rye ate was what? D, asp's tongue. Next question. Why were the two men chasing Wyatt and Matt? Why were the two men chasing Wyatt and Matt? I don't know what the answer is because I don't have the answers in front of me. Which one was it? It is B? Okay. The correct answer is B. Remember, I haven't read the book, so. And also, if I can hear what you guys are answering, other teams can probably hear you as well. Looks like we might have a challenge. Okay. Okay, who's your team captain? Okay, where are you from and what are you challenging?
Mariner Middle School, and we're challenging that question because later in the book you find out that it's not a detonator; it's actually a laser jammer.
Okay, we're going over to the judges. We're going to let the judges explain.
Okay. If what was the percentage it got it correct? Okay.
Detonator's the better answer. That's what we're saying because it doesn't mention the laser.
You guys probably wouldn't have dared to describe on the other hand in the question. Detonator. So if somewhere in here they're talking about two men chasing them, at this point it is because they thought he had a detonator. Later on in the book he may have had something different, but at that point that's the reason why they were being chased.
So the question's going to stay.
Okay, so I don't know if you could hear the conversation, but what they're saying is that the question that was posed was at that particular point, he was being chased and he thought it was a detonator. So therefore, the answer is going to stand. All right, next question. What was the only word that Aiden could use to describe the girl at the playground? What was the only word that Aiden could use to describe the girl at the playground? The answer to this one is C, iridescent. Iridescent. What color shirt was Dunbar wearing that made the mosquitoes attracted to him? What color shirt was Dunbar wearing that made the mosquitoes attracted to him? I think the answer is D. Is that correct? D, blue. When Lorelai was punished to work in the kitchen, what was the snack she was given to eat by Ms. Morrigan? When Lorelai was punished to work in the kitchen, what was the snack she was given to eat by Ms. Morrigan?
5 seconds.
D, crab shells. Question number 10. Why couldn't Jesse find the right way to tell Mark's story? Why couldn't Jesse find the right way to tell Mark's story? I hope the answer was C. She had to tell the story his way. What kind of phone did Susanna call the police on? What kind of phone did Susanna call the police on? A is the answer, iPhone. What are Vic and Tom's name for the war games? What are Vic and Tom's name for the war games? B, Doctors of Doom. Lucky question number 13. What is Kenny's nickname for Linnea? What is Kenny's nickname for Linnea?
Seconds.
The answer is C, squid. C, squid. Dominic, the man with the scarred face, came to do what with Grace's mother in the building where she was killed? Dominic, the man with the scarred face, came to do what with Grace's mother in the building where she was killed?
5 seconds.
The answer is A, save her. Question number 15. Who does Nair meet at the surface? Who does Nair meet at the surface?
Seconds.
The answer is A, her brother James. Question 16. What got caught in Heath's armpit that he thought was a trout? What got caught in Heath's armpit that he thought was a trout? B, a Pacific giant salamander. Correct answer was B. What is Brian and Lorelei's stepmother's name? What is Brian and Lorelai's stepmother's name?
Five seconds.
D, Molly. The answer was D, Molly. What is the name of Di's dolphin? What is the name of Di's dolphin? B, ton. What does wrenched mean? What does wrenched mean? D, all of the above. Means great, cool, and good. The answer was B?
Hold on.
The answer was B, is what the judges are telling me. The answer was B. I'm sorry. Cool. I don't know. What book was this from? They want to know. That one. Remember, I haven't read any of these. But the answer, the judges said, is B.
So we can make a change so we can credit the right, we can credit the folks with the B with the correct response. We'll have to do that after this round. I guess that's,
I read it wrong. I said D was the correct answer, but the correct answer is B as in boy,
it shows it on theirs too.
for cool.
B is the green. B is the correct answer.
Yes.
That's what it shows. Yes.
Yes, correct. All right, so our final question in the first round. What is Joanna Bevan wary of? What is Joanna Bevan wary of?
Five seconds.
D, one size fits all punishments. One size fits all punishments. They want to know what book this is from. Could you guys hear that? What it was?
The Tapper twins go to war with each other.
All right, so that was the end of our first round. Give your guy big deep breath. Okay, so here's what we're doing. What they're doing is kind of filtering the scores, sorting them out, and then we're going to go on to the next round. Yes. When will they know who made the final round? After the 2 rounds. How many people get eliminated? I don't know the answer to those questions. Dr. Sorrell?
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll just hand them the mic.
Good morning, guys. My name is Marta. I am one of the branch managers at Suncoast Credit Union. Nice to meet you all.
Hi, everyone. I'm Scott Higginbotham. I'm with Overdrive Education. We do ebooks. You maybe go to the public library and read ebooks through Overdrive. That's where I work.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun to be here the last couple of years. My name's David, David Cole, and I'm with Follett. You guys are doing great.
And I don't think I introduced myself. I'm Lisa Spooner. I work for NBC2, and I anchor the 4 p.m. and the 11 p.m. newscasts. So normally my hours are I go in at work at 3 and I get done at midnight. So if that's why I'm mispronouncing names and, not all alert, that's why I'm not normally awake at this time. And again, I apologize because I don't know any of these books. But you do have a really cool surprise that they have set up for you after your break. Are we ready? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I see some really cool costumes, and I see lots of familiar faces from teachers, but of course these are new teams. So I'm going to go around and kind of figure out where you guys are from and why you pick some of your costumes and who your team leader is, and we're just going to kind of go around the room. So who's your team captain over here?
I'm Sydney.
And where are you guys from?
We're from Alva School.
All right, well, you guys, which was your favorite book?
Sinister Sweetness.
Sinister Sweetness. All right, where are you guys from? Who's your team captain? Hi. Where are you from?
Calusa Middle.
Calusa Middle. What was your favorite book as like a collective whole?
Echo.
Which one?
Echo.
Echo. All right. I like that we have 2 different books so far. Where's our team captain over here? Are you afraid you're going to drown?
Okay. We're representing Floaties from the book Frenzy. He can't swim. He's afraid of water, so he wears floaties when he goes to the lake.
Ah, where are you guys from again?
Power and Dunbar Middle.
Okay. All right, I walked right past you. Where are you from? Nice to meet you. Yes? Here you go.
The Animal Kingdom.
What are you?
A squirrel, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Where are you guys from? Who's your team captain?
Lexington Middle.
Lexington Middle. I like the tutus and the boas. What are you guys representing? You just guys want to have fun?
We're the Battle Babes.
I like it. I like chick power. All right, come over here. All right, we got some flower crowns over here. Where are you guys from?
3 Oaks Middle.
And kind of explain your costume.
Oh, Summer I Saved the World. It kind of goes along with her girly self.
But I noticed there's a different hat.
Yeah. We didn't know what to do with him, so.
Fair enough. Hey, what's your name? Tell us about your hat. That's very cool, by the way.
Oh, my name is Brian, and this hat just has all of the books on it.
It's way more masculine than the flower crown. I get it. Okay, I love your masks. Where are you guys from? Who's your team captain?
Challenger Middle School, and I'm Melanie.
Okay, Melanie, tell us a little bit about, I see you've got a toaster and also masquerade masks, and a dog.
Okay, so everything has its own meaning. So these are from Look Uglies because they were masks, and this toaster is from last year because last year we all held onto it and we chanted its name and then we won. So that made us really happy. So now we brought it back, and this is Bew from The Honest Truth.
So a lucky toaster. How did you guys pick that last year to be lucky?
In the beginning of one of the books last year, it said, "I got hit by a toaster."
Okay, fair enough. Okay, Horns, who's your team captain?
My name's Jenna, and we're from North Fort Myers Academy of the Arts. We have dragon horns because that's our mascot.
Ah, I like that. I Thank you. Made a bunch of bracelets. I like these. Well, might cut off the circulation a little bit, but we'll stretch it out. All right, we've got some old men back here. Who's your captain?
We're from Gulf Middle School.
Okay, so kind of explain the costumes here.
Okay, we're the Gulf Guild, and we basically decided to dress up as scholars because they have wisdom and intelligence.
I like that. I like that. Is it itchy?
Yes, very.
Honest too. I like that. All right, coming on over here. I've got some signs. It is all in the name. Okay. Kind of explain your signs. Where are you guys from?
Sanibel?
And explain your signs.
Well, we see that it all just depends on what you call yourself, and it doesn't really matter what any others think, just what you think of yourself.
I like that. It's very deep thinking. Okay. Who's your team captain?
We're from Diplomat.
Okay. Explain your costumes.
Well, the capes are a tradition, and we're the Wildcat Warriors.
So you guys are the warriors today, dressed up like warriors. I like that. All right, let's come down here. Where's your team captain?
My name is Loisy. We are at Lehigh Kids Middle School.
And do we have a theme, or are we just proud to be ourselves today?
Proud to be ourselves.
I like that. We've got a group over here. Where's your team captain?
My name is Josephine Forshner, and we're from Okamic.
Okay, do we have a theme, or are you guys coming proud to be yourselves today too?
Our theme is about the connection between the readers and the characters from the book.
Wow, you guys are really deep thinking today. All right, we got two more groups. Or, I'm sorry, we got more than two groups. So we've got a prodigy reader up here, I see.
That's our mascot.
That's your mascot?
Say hi, Emily.
She's beautiful. Okay, so who's our team captain?
We're from BSMCA Bonita Springs Middle School. I'm Michael.
So Michael, what was y'all's favorite book, do you think?
Insignia.
Insignia. We've got another group up here. Where's your team captain?
Hello.
Hello. What is your name?
Alex.
Alex, where are you guys from? And explain your shirts, because not everyone can see them.
Well, we're from Huntsmarsh Middle School, and we're the Incredibles.
Incredibles. I like that. Where's your team captain?
We're from Varsity Lakes, and I'm a Rossley.
And what was y'all's favorite book?
Our favorite book was Frenzy.
Frenzy. Did we have anyone else say Frenzy, or have we had all? You guys said Frenzy too, right? And I think you guys are our final group.
Team captain. We're from Mariner Middle.
And tell me about your hats, because I see everyone's made kind of different hats, and we've got some spirit sticks and.
We decided that we should all get to choose whatever book we wanted to do, but we should still represent Mariner at the same time.
I like that. Well, great. Totally Nifty Tritons, TNT. Yes. That's very cool. Thank you.
In honor of Battle of the Books, I say, may the odds be ever in your favor.
There you go. All right. Are we ready for our next round? Okay. Someone says not really, but let's do it. That's a good idea. Round 2. Here we go. First question. Who other than Nair is genetically altered to live in the ocean? Who other than Nair is genetically altered to live in the ocean? A. Robbery and Lena. Question number 2. In Frenzy, Give a name used to describe Dunbar. In frenzy, give a name used to describe Dunbar. D, the Question King. Third question. Why did Travis's mom want Travis back home? Why did Travis's mom want Travis back home? A, she thought Minnesota was too dangerous. Next question. Why did Reese have to throw away his backpack? Why did Reese have to throw away his backpack? Good job, Mrs. Templeman found the fish. Next question is, where on the ellipse did the weird guys want to meet? Where on the ellipse did the weird guys want to meet? D, Boy Scout Memorial. Question number 6. What did Lorelei's mom tell her when she was alive? What did Lorelei's mom tell her when she was alive? B, think of life like a fairy tale. Think of life like a fairy tale. How did Xander find out that Claudia was invisible death? How did Xander find out that Claudia was invisible death? B, Claudia kept switching accounts so fast she didn't realize she was using the wrong account. What is the color of the dead man's kayak? What is the color of the dead man's kayak? D, yellow. Correct answer is yellow. Question 9. What does Grace use to slide down the cable from the tower? What does Grace use to slide down the cable from the tower?
5 seconds.
A sweater. A sweater. Question 10. What division is Tom assigned to? What division is Tom assigned to? D, Alexander Division. What does pulchritudinous mean? What does pulchritudinous mean? C, great physical beauty. Question number 12. In the Luck Uglies, who wrote the note on the first page? In the Luck Uglies, who wrote the note on the first page? A, an anonymous villager. An anonymous villager. For good luck, what do most people usually do after they gain access to the Capitol building? For good luck, what do most people usually do after they gain access to the Capitol building? A, they touch the statue. Question 14. Where in the U.S. does The Summer I Saved the World in 65 Days take place? Where in the U.S. does The Summer I Saved the World in 65 Days take place? D, Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois. What did Wyatt do? What did Wyatt do with the $5 his dad gave him when he went on the trip to the Seaquarium? What did Wyatt do with the $5 his dad gave him when he went on the trip to the Seaquarium?
Seconds.
C, bought 5 bags of Cheez-Its. He bought 5 bags of Cheez-Its. Question number 16. Why does Yuri not understand everything? Why does Yuri not understand everything? C. Good job, everybody. Question 17. What was Matt's password for the Find My iPhone site? What was Matt's password for the Find My iPhone site? D. Next question. Who made the harmonica? Who made the harmonica? D. Honer. Question 19. Where does Mr. Wells get the purple ink that he uses to stamp his $100 bills? Where does Mr. Wells get the purple ink that he uses to stamp his $100 bills? The answer is D, Cambodia. And final question in round 2. What does Ree say that even tough guys need? What does Ree say that even tough guys need?
10 seconds. 5, 3, 1.
D, a girlfriend. Okay, big deep breaths because that was the end of round 2. So from here, what will happen is they will tabulate the scores from the first round and the second round. And the 10 teams that got the highest scores, that got the most answers right, will be the ones that will move on to the next round. And just so you know, if we get to the final round and we have teams that have the same amount of answers correct, we do have tiebreaker rounds. So we are able to break those ties. I think one year, it was like 2 years ago, we ended up going into like 4 tiebreaker rounds. We just couldn't break the tie. It was like 4 or 5. Yeah. So we've got 7 rounds of tiebreakers prepared just in case. Yes. Right. So he just asked a question. It's a good question. Are we going to reset the scores for the final round? Once those 10 teams move into the final round, it's a level playing field. Everyone starts at 0. So let's just say you were the 10th team to make it in the finals. You could still win the whole battle of the books because we start from scratch again.
I'm gonna keep it way out here. You are going to move down to the Caloosahatchee room at this time. There are some snacks down there. There are some bags for the coaches to grab. And then we are going to meet back in here at 11:50. So we'll meet back in here at 11:50. You guys have done a great job. We will see you in a bit. You can follow Miss Gamboa out this door over here. If you captains, if you could return your clickers. You do
All right, captains, before you guys leave, we need your clickers up here at the front because we're going to have to reset them. So if there are teams that have gone down to the Calusa Hatchet Room that you see have clickers, have them come back and bring them to us.
I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going to wait till the kids come back in, okay? The kids will be back in like 1 minute, okay?
Next time we're live, you're gonna see the whole auditorium.
Okay. See you in a minute. Here they come.
All right, so just hit the red. Looks like we're good.
Okay.
Turn this around. And what microphone are we going to use for the kids?
Test, test, test.
Saying. So when I put them down there for her, they're in the order they need to be.
Oh, here I am.
Got them all hooked up.
Oh, okay.
Bring them right down to her. I just want to make sure when I put them down there, I put them in the order so that when she calls teams.
God, that pumpkin bread is so good. I want more.
Thank you for being back on time.
It's 100. We added up their two scores.
Right, but I'm saying, why are they going?
I got, because we had,
Here.
Can I have
do
it?
we want less?
That is the 11. That was the 11. Now it's down to 10. So,
Okay.
I told her to give it to you.
Thank you.
Heaven's right here. This is 10.
Oh, okay.
And then you told me you were going to smash, so I did.
Oh, is this the heaven?
This is 10, yeah. 10 should come right here.
Yeah, I think we should just have 10.
Testing.
This is our author that's visiting us today. This is Michelle Weber Hurwitz, the author of The Summer I Saved the World in 65 Days. This is the Lee County School District Middle School Book Battle Team. So you guys can see from the little picture down in the corner where I'm standing, that's where she's going to be able to see you. So the first thing I want to do, because I'm going to have the captains come up and ask questions. So you guys can be thinking about your question and whispering to your captain. But I want to invite an entire team up here for you to see, because they didn't know who our author was going to be, but they did their costumes around your book. So I really want you to see that. So girls and guys, come on up. Come over here so she can see you. It's right here where I'm standing.
Hi.
There's a few more stragglers coming on over. Oh, somebody's on crutches.
I love the crowns. I love the flower crowns.
Yeah, tell her what the inspiration was for the crowns.
It
was for like summer, and we were thinking of like Summer I Saved the World, so we did like the flowers.
It also shows like her girly personality that she has, so we also went with flowers.
I was thinking it was about how she did nice things for people and giving people flowers that she planted. Yes, so, all right. Did you guys have a question or anything for her? Can you think of anything?
What was the inspiration for the book?
Good question. Gosh, I was thinking about a lot of things. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah?
Yes, we can hear you.
It's a little bit of a delay and a little... Okay, so I was thinking about random acts of kindness when I started to get the idea for this book, and I wondered a few things. We all know it's a good thing to do random acts of kindness, but there's still a lot of problems in our world, and I kind of wondered, well, are they making a difference? Do they really help? And I also wondered, do people always receive a random act of kindness the way we want them to? You know, what if you hold a door open for an elderly person and they didn't want you to hold the door open and they feel insulted or something? So when I conceived of the idea of this girl trying to do some nice things in her neighborhood, I thought it would be interesting to take a look at, what if they don't go as she thinks they will? What would happen?
All right, that's a great thank you, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up our captains from each of the teams and ask a question. So we're going to start, since we started over here, I'm going to start with the costumes. I'm going to start on this side. All right, so team captain, these are the Incredibles. They've got their mascot. So who's going to ask the question? Okay, so here's what we're going to do, because she can't see from right over here. So as I call your team color, your captain's going to come over here so that she can see, and you can ask her directly.
Why did you choose Nina as the name?
Oh, great question. I get asked that question a lot. So does anyone here know Spanish or speak Spanish? Any of you? So niña in Spanish means, anyone? Girl, right? Niña is girl. So I had this idea for her name, that she was just this one girl in her neighborhood, in her community. Could one girl make a difference? So that's why I named her Nina.
All right, thanks, guys. Good question. Okay, perfect. Okay, our next team. Okay, where's our captain?
My question was, like, why did you choose the events to go in that certain order? Like how she wanted Eli, but Eli eventually went to her, but Nina didn't know, and she liked him. Like, why did you do that?
So, when you're writing a story, which, there's a lot that goes in, a lot of ingredients go into writing a story. So I had all these characters and I had the plot in mind of Nina doing 65 good things, which, by the way, I came up with the 65 because I counted the days of summer that my kids had off from their school. So it was about 65 days. But it seemed like I needed some tension in the neighborhood, and the Eli, Jory, Nina, triangle just added to the tension of these kids who had grown up together. They were all changing as they got close to going into high school. And I think it helped with Nina's feeling of like, she especially wants Eli to, come to the good side, and he's going through a lot of stuff. So I think just that whole relationship, added to the tension and added to the story. I didn't really do them in a specific order, but when you write a story, you want to build the tension to like a climax. So, the whole thing was building with Eli and Jory, and we had to have some sort of outcome of what had happened. So it seemed like the little deeds were kind of building that tension. I hope that answered your question.
All right, our next team.
Hi. I want to ask, why did you decide to write the book?
Why did I decide to write the book?
Yes.
Okay, I know a lot of books, sometimes they deal with difficult subjects and they're necessary. Maybe a parent has died or a brother has cancer, but sometimes those books can be hard and difficult and a little depressing. So I wanted to write a book that was more hopeful and uplifting, with characters that were still struggling with problems, but like you close the book and you close the cover at the end and you felt like maybe things aren't so bad out there, like people are good and the world is good and everyone really does want to connect and work together. So I think I just wanted to write something, like I said, more uplifting and like inspirational.
Good question. You guys have really good questions today. We've got another team coming up.
You do.
We wanted to ask why you chose what was your favorite act of kindness that you wrote about?
I get that question a lot too, and it's really hard to choose between the 65 things. But one of my favorites has to do with Thomas, because I just love Thomas. He's one of my favorite characters, and he just takes everything so seriously, and I love that about him. Like when Nina puts the pennies in the mailbox and he thinks it's a magic coin, but he's also kind of lonely, and he doesn't play with the other neighbors, with the Pantaloni boys. So one of my favorite things that Nina does is she gets him to kind of be friends with them by having him play baseball with the boys. But there's so many that I love. I love Mrs. Millman. She's like the anti-good person. So a few of the things, Nina makes Mrs. Millman see things a little differently. There's so many. Oh my gosh. I can't even name a favorite. That's too hard of a question.
All right, next team.
Hi. Hi. What was your motive to start writing, your books? What made you want to become an author?
Great question again. You guys have awesome questions. So actually, I wanted to be a writer since I was 10 years old. Here, actually, I printed out a photo of the first book I ever wrote. Can you guys see it?
The chair that knew how to dance.
So I was 10 years old, And we had, here, I'll hold it up again, wait. I was 10 years old, and my school had a writer's workshop program, and I wrote this book on, paper and cut crayon, and it was called The Chair That Knew How to Dance. And it was one of the winners in the school contest, and the prize was reading the book to the kindergarten classes, which for a kid who liked to read and write, and I was kind of shy and quiet, that couldn't have been a better prize, because I really to this day still remember sitting in front of those kindergartners and opening the pages of this story that I wrote and reading it and seeing all their faces, and it really was at that moment, and I still remember it, I thought, this is the best thing in the world. I want to do this. I want to write stories and have the stories really resonate with people when they read them. So if any of you know at your ages what you want to do, that's not so far off. I really think we kind of know that about ourselves.
All right, great question, guys. We've got some superheroes coming up now with their capes.
Did you get any inspiration from other books?
I love reading. I read all the time, but it's hard as a writer. Like, you don't want to get another book too much in your head, because you need to be creative just with what you're envisioning. But are you guys in? What grade are you guys in?
6.
A mix. They're middle
6.
school.
So so many books I love. One of my favorite book for a little younger than you guys is The One and Only Ivan. I think that's like one of the best younger reader books I've ever read. And I get inspired by a lot of things I read. Eleanor and Park is one of my favorite books too. But again, like I say, I kind of, it's like when you watch a basketball player who's a superstar, and you watch what he or she does, but then you have to develop your own style, your own playing style. So yes, I get inspired, but I gotta stay in my head as a writer, if that makes sense.
Next team.
How did you feel when you found out your book was chosen for book battle?
Oh, I'm excited. I love when I hear that schools are reading, one of my books for like a summer reading assignment or a book battle, because like I said, the best thing that can happen to an author is that, kids and people can read the book you wrote. So it's a great honor to be chosen for something like the book battle. It just makes me very happy. Yay.
All right, next group.
In the book, Nina's grandmother asks, she tells her that she has an old soul, and most people have new souls. Where did you come up with the old soul and the new soul thing, or did you find it somewhere?
Someone once told me that I had an old soul, and I think that's such an interesting concept. So I started reading about the philosophy of that, and it just felt to me like Nina was that kind of person. Like, she felt things deeply, she thought about things. She was a contrast to Jory, who was more concerned with boys and makeup and clothes, and Nina really didn't care about that material stuff as much. So it just is intriguing to me, people who kind of think a little deeply about our world. And this book needed a character like that. She wasn't going to do the things without thinking about them. They all had a meaning for her.
We've got tutus and feather boas coming up now.
Are you
I
working
love
on
it.
anything else?
Am I working on anything else?
Yes.
Was that the question? Yeah, I actually have a book coming in September. Wait, can you guys see that?
Yes, we can see it.
So this is coming out in September, and it took me a longer time to write that book. I wrote Summer I Saved the World in about 6 months, but this one took me 2 years because there's 5 different narrators, 3 boys and 2 girls. So it took me a longer time to nail down each character's individual voice, but I'm really excited about it. The kids are all in 7th grade, and there'll be a sequel to that book in 2018, which I'm working on now. So that should be fun. It's a different book for me. This was my first book that came out in 2011. And then Summer I Saved the World came out in 2014 first. So this will be fun. I'll have 2 more books this year and next year.
Well, that's weird. Okay, I want to be a writer when I grow up. Do you have any advice?
That's great, yay. I think that you probably have heard this, it's like a cliche advice, but to keep reading, because like anything you do, actually I should tell you guys, I wrote 3 books before my first book was published, and those are, on my computer, they're never to be seen to the world. They were actually kind of bad, and I got over 200 rejection letters before I got a book published. So I like to think of them as practice books. Like before you do anything, you need to practice, a musical instrument or playing a sport, whatever it is. So to learn to be a writer, you need to practice, and that includes reading and writing. And it takes writers usually a long time. Like there's not a lot of stories of overnight success. Like you just wrote something, you sent it off to a publisher, and they accepted it. So I would just say, to keep reading and keep writing and keep getting better as you grow up, and that's the way to really learn the craft before you get published.
Next group.
Why did you decide to incorporate family issues between Eli and his father in the book?
I felt like that was important to the character because he was like the anti-good guy, and he was the one, if you remember that scene where Nina goes out late at night and she's planting the seeds in Mr. Dombrowski's garden, and Eli sees her and he's like confronting her and saying, this little good stuff doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter. And she has to say to him, like, you're wrong. But he has to have a reason that he is kind of like negative. So I thought he needed a kind of a troublesome family issue to show where he was coming from.
Do people stop you in public or like recognize you as an author? Just like say you were at like Walmart or something?
So not really, but I used to write a newspaper column that had my picture with the column, and I wrote for the Chicago Tribune, and then people would stop me and see me and say, oh my God, wait, are you that writer? But it doesn't happen as much with a book because like this summer, this is the paperback version. Oh, my picture is in the back. But a lot of times, authors, unless you're J.K. Rowling, maybe, you're not recognized as much.
Are any of your characters based off of real people?
That's a good question too. I do draw from people I know in my life. Authors are kind of like stalkers, and we observe people all the time around us. So actually, if you guys remember that scene in the book where Nina is remembering when Jory and her were at summer camp and they jumped off the cliff into the water. Do you guys remember that scene in the book? Well, that actually happened to my younger daughter, who was at camp with a girl who's now her ex-friend. But the girl was kind of Jory-ish, and she pulled my daughter into the water, and my daughter was terrified. So an author, sometimes I do steal things that happen to like me or my kids, but it's more like you patch them together, like kind of, you don't like take an exact experience that you know happened. Maybe you change it, or you make it different for the character you're writing about. But definitely, I'm inspired by things that happen to me, my kids around me, my neighborhood. I actually live in a cul-de-sac, and it was really important to me to set the book in a cul-de-sac because it's a circle of houses instead of a long block. So you could really see everything going on in the neighborhood in a cul-de-sac.
If you could change anything about the book, what would you change?
Oh gosh, good question. I don't know. A book goes through a lot of revisions before it becomes a book. I think this one went through 7 different revisions where, like, you write something, you send it to your editor, they send it back to you with comments, and you have to make changes. So I made a lot of changes, and I can tell you guys, actually, in the first version that I wrote, the ending was completely different. I had the book ending in the hospital. The whole neighborhood went to the hospital after Thomas fell off the ladder at the Dixon house, and my editor felt like that was really too traumatic for a reader to know that Thomas fell off a ladder and was in the hospital and everyone was waiting to hear what happened to him. Like, Thomas is such a beloved character. She felt like that was not good to have him like in limbo. So I changed the whole ending to have it end in the cul-de-sac, which I actually liked better, and I thought that was a better suggestion. So as it is, as a finished book, I wouldn't change anything anymore.
What was your inspiration for the different neighbors?
Good question again. So like the Jory was this friend of my daughter's. Mrs. Millman was inspired by a neighbor that I had when I was growing up. She had a beautiful garden. She was mad when any of the kids ran through her backyard and stepped in her precious flowers. She was very mean. We all hated her, and she hated us, I think, too. Some of the other neighbors were just from my imagination. I actually have a neighbor named Mrs. Chung, but she never broke her leg, but she does plant flowers. So just like I say, you kind of take little bits of things, maybe someone you even just met briefly, and all of a sudden it gave you an idea for a character. So I don't know, just parts of people, but also parts of my imagination.
Well, thank you so much. I know that they really enjoyed getting to speak with you one-on-one.
And I want you all to know that I actually
Thank you guys for
I met
having
the
me.
author. She came and spoke at the beginning of the year, and we have a signed copy of her book for the winning team. So thank you very much. Thank you.
You guys for having me so much. Have fun with your book battle.
Okay, before we get started on our final round and announce the winners, this was found on the ground. Is it anyone? It's a necklace. Does it belong to anyone here? Is it yours? welcome. Okay. Okay. All right. So I have the 10 teams that are going on. They're in alphabetical order, okay? So they're not in any ranking. We don't know who finished highest, who's the 10th team. Alphabetical order. Bonita Springs. So if you want to come up, we've got a clicker for you for the final round. So as we call your name, we're going to have the captains come up. Our next team is Challenger. After Challenger, Gulf Middle. Lexington. Mariner. North Fort Myers Academy for the Arts. Paul Lawrence Dunbar. The Alva School. Three Oaks. And Varsity Lakes. Okay. Yep. Okay, we're just checking to make sure we are all set. Did you want me to announce about that one question? Yes. Okay. Yes. Before we start our final round, wanted to let you know there was a question in round 2 where it was talking about the $5 and they bought the Cheez-Its. That answer was wrong. Okay? I don't know. I don't know what the correct I just know the Cheez-Its was wrong and the answers were split. And whoever answered, I mean, they were split pretty almost 50-50. But the answer that was marked as wrong was actually right. So we went back and readjusted the scores for that. But we did want you to know that it was brought to our attention that the Cheez-Its answer was incorrect, but it had been marked correct on our answers. All right, are our 10 teams ready? All right, to our teams who are not participating, remember that we want to give all of our teams, don't want to give anyone an advantage. So make sure that if you're just kind of playing along by yourself, that you're not answering loudly where another team could hear. We ready? Okay. Our first question in the final round. What is the name of Mariah's calf? What is the name of Mariah's calf? Good job. The answer was A. Question number 2. What made Claudia feel so terrible that she decided to end the war? What made Claudia feel so terrible that she decided to end the war? The answer is D. Good thing we've got all those tiebreaker questions. Who is the leader of Gadakistan according to Wikipedia on Victor's phone? Who is the leader of Gadakistan according to Wikipedia on Victor's phone? C. Question 4. What traditional weapon of their home country did the terrorists carry? What traditional weapon of their home country did the terrorists carry? B. A fork. Question 5. From newspaper clippings, Sam learns that Nickel Bay Nick's visits are usually what? From newspaper clippings, Sam learns that Nickel Bay Nick's visits are usually what? B. The answer is B. Question 6. When Josh was playing with his dad, what did he do for an easy 2? When Josh was playing with his dad, what did he do for an easy 2? The answer is B. He pump faked him, then sugar shaked him for an easy 2. Question number 7. What color was Tom's hair? What color was Tom's hair? C. Blonde. Question number 8. What did Trav leave with the note that he left on the island for the original note writer to find? What did Trav leave with a note that he left on the island for the original note writer to find? C. Question number 9. Where did Claudia think the war started? Where did Claudia think the war started?
Seconds.
B. Culvert Prep. 10th question. What scent is Ms. Morrigan's and Principal Trapp's perfume? What scent is Ms. Morrigan's and Principal Trapp's perfume?
Seconds.
C. Lily. All right, we are halfway through the final round. Question number 11. In Bot Wars, what is the name of Trout's plan to save his dad and Poe? In Bot Wars, what is the name of Trout's plan to save his dad and Poe?
Five seconds.
D. Operation Rescue Poe Without Losing Dad, or Parker or anyone else along the way. Question number 12. In Frenzy, what type of cancer does Heath have? In Frenzy, what type of cancer does Heath have? C. Lymphoblastic lymphoma. Question number 13. What is the exact headline of the newspaper that followed up on Nickel Bay Nick's disappearance? What is the exact headline of the newspaper that followed up on Nickel Bay Nick's disappearance? A. 14th question. What is Mark's favorite style of writing? What is Mark's favorite style of writing? C. Haikus. Question 15. All fall down. What disorder does Grace have? All fall down. What disorder does Grace have? The answer is B, acute stress disorder. Question number 16. What was Mutineer's Alley? What was Mutineer's Alley?
Five seconds.
C is the correct answer. Question 17. What happened to Kenny's cell phones? What happened to Kenny's cell phones?
Five seconds.
A. Answer is A. Question 18. 2 more. What did Nina do to remember the first anniversary of her grandmother's death? What did Nina do to remember the first anniversary of her grandmother's death? D. Question 19. The burnt smell of lightning brought back a memory to Jessie of 3rd grade in the hospital. This is an example of what? The burnt smell of lightning brought back a memory to Jessie of 3rd grade in the hospital. This is an example of what? B, flashback. And final question in this round. Question number 20. What smells like a beach ball fresh out of the package? What smells like a beach ball fresh out of the package?
Five seconds.
C, look at that one. Split right down the middle, but the answer was C, the white tunnel. All right, so that finishes our final round.
What did I want to tell you guys? Oh, do you know which book won this year? Do you know which one won? Let me tell you a little bit about how the Sunshine State Young Readers Award program works. So there are librarians from almost every county in Florida, not Lee County, we don't have anybody on the committee, but they read about 200 books every year. And then they choose 15 titles, and this is their basis for choosing. Their basis for choosing is not text complexity. Their basis for choosing is not AR. Their basis for choosing is they pick books that they think kids are going to love to read. And I know that's true, because usually the book that I can't stand is the one you guys love the most. Let me tell you what my favorite book was. My favorite book was Crossover. Who liked Crossover? Yeah. Yeah, but the book that won, I loved it. I loved it, and I can't wait to read the next one. The book that won was The Neptune Project. Yeah, yeah. So students vote. Did any of you guys vote? Did you vote? Did you vote? Did you vote? Students vote all over Florida for their favorite book, and that's how the Sunshine State Young Readers Award books get chosen. And what's exciting for us this year, we had something happen this year that has never happened before. The list for next year is already out, and our first place winner gets those books. They get a set of Sunshine State Young Readers Award books, but usually they don't get them until, I don't know when they get them. But this year, our very awesome sponsor, Mr. Cole from Follett, walked in with a box of books in hand. So we have, are all the titles in there, do you know? All 15? Yes, all 15 titles. You're going to be walking out the door with them today, along with this traveling trophy, and from Suncoast Credit Union, a gift certificate for each student and coach for the first, second, and third place team. So very, very, very generous, and some other little goodies that we have for you, and a medal. So lots to look forward to with that. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the winning title. Did you guys enjoy the author? Wasn't she awesome? She was so nice when I met her. I'm really happy that she could Skype with us today. All right. Are we close? Oh, we need a tiebreaker round. Okay. So, looks like as they're tabulating the scores, it's close enough where they're certainly considering the tiebreaker round. And everyone plays. So you won't know who the teams are that we're trying to break the tie, because it could be for second and third place. It could be for first and second place. So we're going to be just going ahead and moving on. And I told you we have 7 of these just in case, because we've gone to 4 before. Okay, so I don't know if you heard. The tiebreaker rounds, though, are not 20 questions. They're only 5. Okay? So again, the 10 teams that we're playing in our final round, all of you are going to be playing in our tiebreaker. You're going to get 5 questions. Did you have a question? No, we are not resetting. So what you answered for that after that final round of 20 questions, that score is carrying on. How many of you guys have done this before? Have been here before? I thought I recognized a lot of you. You had a question. No. We don't have the technology to do that. She asked if everyone answers the same, is time a factor, as in who got the answers in first? The answer is no. We don't have a way to calculate that. Are we close? Okay. All right, looks like we are ready. All right, get ready, big stretches. Tiebreaker round 1, here we go. First question. There are 5 reasons Filthy has dreadlocks. Which of these is not one of the reasons? There are 5 reasons Filthy has dreadlocks. Which of these is not one of the reasons?
Five seconds.
C. That is not one of the reasons. Next question, question number 2. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. We have a challenge. Clearly you're not a child of the 80s and 90s like we were. He's a real rapper. All of us adults are like, yeah, he is.
Squat.
Okay, so they're challenging. They're saying that
Age 14 on the
C
crossover.
was actually a reason and not a reason. So which book was that? But he is a real rapper. Busta Rhymes is a real rapper. Come on. Come on. Okay, so this is why the answer is correct, okay? This is why C is still the correct answer. It says his favorite rappers. However, Busta Rhymes was not one of the rappers listed. So you had to pay attention to the detail on that. But Busta is a real rapper, by the way. It's just way before y'all's time. All right, second question. Why is it such a big deal that Lila's scarf is in Iran? Why is it such a big deal that Lila's scarf is in Iran?
Five seconds.
B is the correct answer. Question number 3. Where did Baron Nutfield claim his county was? Where did Baron Nutfield claim his county was?
Five seconds.
D, the South. Question 4. What sea creature did Nair insist she would not need to learn about just before her mother said her oceanography lessons are more important than ever? What sea creature did Nair insist she wouldn't need to learn about just before her mother said her oceanography lessons are more important than ever?
Five seconds.
B, giant squid. And the final question in our first tiebreaker round. Oh, whoa, hold on. Yes? Well, what do you want to challenge it with? You have to give me a reason.
Neptune Project, page 23.
Okay, which book is this?
Project page 23.
Down here? They're saying the answer's not up there. They're saying the answer should be lionfish. Was that right? You said lionfish? Should be the answer.
Mentioned, but in the list, the squid is the one that matches the answer.
So her response, I don't know if you could hear her. Both the lionfish and the squid are mentioned, which is why squid is the correct answer, because it was one of the choices given. All right, and our final question. Who knew about Mark's whereabouts? Who knew about Mark's whereabouts? D, Jesse. All right, so that concludes our first tiebreaker round. If If you guys want to stand up and kind of stretch a little bit, I know you've been sitting there for a couple of rounds. We're going to let our judges tabulate the scores. Okay, don't go anywhere because we need another tiebreaker round. All right. Are you guys like out to like try and get the most tiebreaker rounds? Is that what's going on? Yes? Okay, fair enough. At least you're honest. You planned it. Fair enough. All right, we're getting our next tiebreaker round ready. Pulling up the questions. So again, 5 questions. All right, here we go. First question in tiebreaker round 2 is, what was Vic's great line that he said to Jenny? What was Vic's great line that he said to Jenny? Five seconds. B. The answer is B. Question number 2. What phrase was on the noisemaker Will gave to Heath? What phrase was on the noisemaker Will gave to Heath? Five seconds. Ooh, the answer was D, Star Spangled Banner. Question 3 in our second tiebreaker round. In Summer I Saved the World in 65 Days, what is the 38th good thing that Nina did? In Summer I Saved the World in 65 Days, what is the 38th good thing that Nina did?
Seconds.
B. The answer is B. Fourth question. What was the vote count for Penn to stay with the group? What was the vote count for Penn to stay with the group? D. 6-3 was the answer. Question number 5, final tiebreaker. What do Wyatt and Matt find inside the man's backpack? What do Wyatt and Matt find inside the man's backpack? Good job. Answer was C. All right. Tabulating scores again. Let's see if we're going for another tiebreaker record. Okay, before you guys leave, I've also been told to ask you if you have any trash, water bottles, feathers. If you'll just make sure that you pick up all of that before you guys leave. Okay, we're ready.
We're going to award outstanding sportsmanship.
Okay, so our first one is for outstanding sportsmanship.
So Marta, come on over. Marta.
And our winner for sportsmanship, Harns Marsh Middle School. The Incredibles. So if you guys want to come up. We've got some goodies for you guys. Everyone turn around. Our next team for outstanding sportsmanship is Lexington Middle School. And you guys have bags that they're giving to you as well. right, so congratulations to our teams for outstanding sportsmanship. Okay, for outstanding creativity, Three Oaks Middle School. And our next creativity award goes to Diplomat. All right, are you guys?
Wait,
before we do that.
We want to invite last year's champion to come up and receive their 2016 trophy, and that's Challenger Middle. They brought back the traveling trophy, and we have a trophy for them to put in their trophy case, which has a big hole in it right now with their name on it.
Next to the toaster.
So there you go. You guys want to go get a picture? That's fine. Because you guys look fabulous.
All right, are you guys ready to hear who the winners are? Okay.
Wait. We're going to need a little help. I need the other judges to come help because we got a lot to give out here. So.
Let me know when you're ready. I know. That's right. This is all planned. Building the suspense. Let me know when you're ready. Our third place team. Varsity. Be sure you get your envelopes and your medals, and then go stand next to the knights and get your picture taken. Just a plastic.
It's just the kids. Those were
I went down. Congratulations, varsity. Our second place winners, Mariner. And congratulations. All right. Here is the trophy. First place for this year's Battle of the Books goes to Golf. Don't forget all your stuff. You guys got a lot of things to bring with you.
Good job, guys.
That's only her second year. And last year they got second. That's
Hey, glasses, beer, hat, you got it, kid. Tassel thing. You flip the tassel to the other side now? Yeah. You're supposed to flip the tassel to the other side, kid.
I mean, they've just never come back.
What?
Yes. See you next week, kid. Oh, yeah. We both got yours, yeah. Next. You'll be here next week?
All right, see you next week.
And congratulations again to this year's winners, Gulf Middle School. Congratulations to all of you guys. You did a really, really great job. You should be very proud of yourself. And just another reminder, be sure to pick up your area around you, but we'll see you guys. But be sure you bring back your clickers. We'll see you guys next year.